Maureen, if you would mind beginning this, thank you.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. And the first thing would be the accessibility statement. This meeting is accessible to people with disabilities. Microphones and telephones will be used by all speakers. Large print materials are available upon advance request. If you would like either of these accommodations, please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833. The notice of non-discrimination rights and protections to beneficiaries with regard to the federal Title VI/non-discrimination protections and the state non-discrimination protections is posted in this meeting room and is available on the Old Colony Planning website. Please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833 and for more information. Thank you so much. And I want to move on to the roll call. Mary?
I will. Noreen O'Toole.
Here.
Yolando Spinola.
Here.
Thank you. Stephen Santasonio.
Present.
And Bob Ruelli.
Here.
Thank you. Oh, and Mike Perez from West Bridgewater. We're just doing a roll call, Mike. So, Madam Chair, we are.
Yes. I'd like to move on to item 4, which is March 2024 meeting minutes, and this is an action item. Has everyone had a chance to go over the minutes? And if so, do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion, Stephen.
Okay, Steve makes the motion. Who seconded that?
I'll second it.
Okay, and Lendo seconded that motion.
Yolanda.
Thank you. Item number 5, which is the.
Madam Chair, I just need a roll call on that.
Oh, that's right too. Sorry.
It's okay. Noreen O'Toole.
Yes.
Yolanda Spinola.
Yes.
Stephen Santasonio.
Yes.
Bob Ruelli.
It's Ruley, abstain.
Ruelli. Sorry, Bob.
No worries.
I
I
promise
wasn't-
we'll get all of your names that we call you.
I know the feeling, Bob.
As long as, I mean, I'm just happy people call me.
Bob Ruelli.
Bobo.
And then Mike Perez. This is on the minutes. Thank you. It's
Okay.
Great.
Motion carries. Item number 5, which is the FY 2024-2025 OCPC offices. And this is actually an action item too.
correct.
And as the committee probably understands and knows that we regretfully would like to announce a resignation of our treasurer, Christine Joy, who put a lot of service. It was great as one of our representatives. So right now I'd like to entertain a motion in a second to accept the resignation of Christine Joy with regrets. Do I have a motion on that?
I'll make that motion with regrets.
Second that motion?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, roll call, Mary?
Yes, Noreen O'Toole.
Yes.
Yolanda Spinola.
Yes.
Stephen, say your last name for me.
Santasonio.
Santasonio. Did I get that?
You did.
Thank you,
And
Santasonio.
this is recorded too, so you can practice.
Perfect. I'll have to practice. Bob Ruelli
Yes.
and Mike Perez.
Mike Perez, yes.
Thank you.
Mary,
Oh, who else? Oh, Sandra Wright. Thank you, Sandra.
thank you.
Thank you. I did not see you, Sandra. Thank you.
And-
So that is unanimous, Noreen.
We as a committee would like to request Mary, the executive director, to send correspondence to Christine to thank her for all her years as the delegate in her service as president and treasurer over those years.
I will.
Do I have a motion and a second to that?
I'll make a motion.
A second to
I'll
that?
second that. I'll second.
Okay,
Stephen.
Steve seconds. Roll call?
Noreen O'Toole,
Yes.
Yolanda Spinola,
Yes.
Stephen Santasonio,
Yes.
Sandra Wright,
Yes,
and Mike Perez.
Yes.
And just for your sake, Bob, just because Sandra's on as a
No,
delegate.
I got it. I
you.
understand.
That is unanimous, Madam Chair.
Thank you. As temporary chair, I would like to entertain nominations and seconds for the position of treasurer. And I know at this time that Frank Staffia, he would like to be the treasurer. So I just wanted to put that out there, that he had mentioned that. So if there are any other nominations at this time, you could disclose them. But if not, we could take action on Frank Staffia as the new treasurer. And do I have a motion on that?
I'll make a motion on that to make Frank Staffia the new treasurer.
And a second to that motion?
Second,
That was Mike
Roll
Perez.
call, Mary?
Yes, Noreen O'Toole,
Yes.
Yolanda Spinola,
Yes.
Stephen Santisanio,
Yes.
Sandra Wright,
Yes.
and Mike Perez.
Mary, Becky, and Lee just joined as well.
Who did?
Becky and Lee.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And as you all know, the current president is Becky Coletti, and she'll be entering her second of 2 years of her term. And Vice President, myself, Noreen O'Toole, will also be entering the second of a 2-year term. So I would entertain a motion in a second on the slate of officers. So we have Becky Coletti as president. We have Noreen O'Toole as vice president, and now we have Frank Staffia as treasurer. So if I could have a motion on the second and a second on that, on the slate as Becky as president, Noreen as vice president, and Frank as treasurer. So if
make
I
a
could-
motion, accept the, make a motion,
Okay.
accept the board as presented.
and could I have a second on that motion?
I will-
Second.
Okay, and Mary, roll call?
Yes, Noreen O'Toole,
Yes.
Yolanda Spinola.
Yes.
Stephen Santisanio,
Yes.
Sandra Wright,
Yes.
Mike Perez,
Yes,
Lee Hartman,
Yes.
and Becky Coletta.
Yeah.
That is unanimous.
Okay, now I think my next item is adjournment.
It's
So-
an adjournment, and then we need to go into OCPC ROM nominating committee.
Yes,
So
yes. Okay,
So
so do we have to do a roll call on the adjournment or go right into
You
the
can-
next meeting?
you can
Okay,
actually just do a hands for adjournment.
so that, okay.
So I've actually taken care of it since then.
Mm.
Changed my whole world, you know?
So I move to adjourn the nominating committee meeting of OCPC and to open the OCPC ROM officers meeting.
And then all those in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks,
Yes,
everybody. So now we're able to go move into the same routine, Noreen, that we did with OCPC nominating committee. So it's OCPC ROM meeting.
alrighty. So call to order and the accessibility statement. And this is the OCPC ROM nominating committee meeting. This meeting is accessible to people with disabilities. Microphones or telephones will be used by all speakers. Large print materials are available upon advance request. If you would like either of these accommodations, please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833. The notice of non-discrimination rights and protections to beneficiaries with regard to the federal Title VI/non-discrimination protections and the state non-discrimination protections is posted in this meeting room and is available on the Colony Planning Council website. Please contact Mary Waldron at 508-583-1833 for more information. And thank you for joining us. And roll call, Mary?
I will, and just for some clarity for some of the new members, the OCPC ROM, for those that attended our retreat, may have had the books that we have a mirror organization that's a 501c3 that is the owner of the building. So it's the same board, and will be, after this meeting, the same slate of officers. So Noreen O'Toole,
Yes.
Yolanda Spinola,
Yes.
Stephen Santisanio,
Yes.
Sandra Wright,
Yes.
Mike Perez,
Yes.
Lee Hartman,
Yes.
Becky Coletta,
Yes,
and just for the record, also Bob Ruley is on as well.
Bob actually logged off because
I-
Sandy joined.
Yeah, he
Got
left.
it. Okay, so Bob left. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Item number 4, which is the March 2024 meeting minutes. This is also an action item. And is there a motion on the floor with the second on the minutes?
I'll second that.
I'll make the motion, Lee Hartman.
That's
Lee
Lee.
makes the motion and Steve seconds it.
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Noreen O'Toole,
Yes.
Yolando Spinola,
I'm gonna abstain on that.
okay. Stephen Santisanio,
Yep.
Sandra Wright,
I will abstain also. I was not there.
Mike Perez, did he
Oh,
leave?
yes, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I didn't-
no, that's okay, Mike, thank you. Lee Hartman,
Yes.
and then Becky Coletta,
yes,
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Item 5, which is the FY 2024 to 2025 OCPC ROM officers. And this is an action item. And the ROM officers are, the president is Becky Coletta, the vice president Noreen O'Toole, and the treasurer is Frank Staffia.
I'll move
And-
to, oops, sorry. Didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no. Need a motion in a second.
I'll move to nominate the slate as presented.
Second,
Roll call, Mary?
Yes, Noreen O'Toole,
Yes.
Yolanda Spinola,
Yes.
Stephen Santisanio,
Yes.
Sandra Wright,
yes.
Mike Perez,
Yes.
Lee Hartman,
Yes.
and Becky Coletta.
yes.
That is unanimous.
Now, adjournment of the ROM nominating committee, and we're going into the ROM finance and
We-
audit committee meeting.
Yes, so a motion needs to be made, and then we have actually 3 minutes to spare, so if we
Okay.
could.
So could we just adjourn this and just go to this one first? For 3 minutes, we'll just be on hold and not have to reopen the ROM?
Yes, correct, stay right on. Mhm.
Yeah.